Ah, pizza. The golden crust, the tangy sauce, and that ooey gooey cheese. It's no surprise that this divine creation is one of America's most popular foods. But in the countless pizzerias I've been to, it's still pretty rare to see a woman tossing dough or tending a giant oven. I'm Elena Besser. I'm a professional chef, recipe developer, and content creator, so I'm constantly curious about who is making my meals. Now I'm heading out to meet the women breaking barriers in the pizza world today and creating more space for everyone at the table. Mankind has been eating flatbreads for centuries, but the modern pizza was invented in Naples, Italy. It was popular among the working class who needed meals that were quick and cheap. When Queen Margherita of Savoy visited Naples in the late 1800s, Chef Raphael Esposito served her a pie inspired by Italy's national colors. The Queen's approval turned this humble street food into a royal favorite. So you could say it was a woman who really put pizza on the world map.
I think the love from pizza is something I always say, I think is my blood.
Giorgia Caporuscio owns Manhattan's Don Antonio, known for its classic Neapolitan pies. While New York City has thousands of pizzerias, very few are actually owned by women.
What do your guests say when they walk into the restaurant and they see a woman standing at the pizza oven making their pizza?
So some of the people are really, I can see from the face, they're surprised. And they bring the kids, they bring their daughter to have, pizza, and it's super fun.
Giorgia is one of only 2 women to ever win one of Italy's largest pizza competitions, a feat she accomplished at just 21 years old. Her victory surprised everyone, including Giorgia herself.
It was crazy. My father signed for me.
Wait, so he signed you up to compete in this competition and
Yeah.
you had no idea?
No idea. Zero idea. 5 minutes before the competition started, he came to me and said, "Oh, by the way, I signed up for you."
Giorgia placed first in the classic pizza category, cementing her love for the craft and giving her shop a major boost.
I never imagined that I can win. I was super happy. That moment, it was unique because I remember feel free, feel super light.
Growing up on a dairy farm in Terracina, Italy, Giorgia's love for pizza started early.
Tell me some of your earliest food memories.
So my grandmother, for example, she was making pizza for me every Sunday with just tomato sauce and oregano, so really simple.
So that's true grandma-style pizza from
Yeah.
grandma herself.
Giorgia's grandmother may have introduced her to pizza, but it was her father, Roberto Caporuscio, that made it a true family obsession. Roberto left his family and moved to Naples to study the art of pizza making. Giorgia was just 8 years old, so she rarely saw him growing up. By the early 2000s, Roberto's culinary chops brought him to the US. His restaurant, Keste, is touted as serving some of the best pizza in New York City.
Did you ever think that you would end up in food one day?
Never. Also, when I first arrived over here, I come in New York for learn English and never imagined. So the only option for me to know my father or to understand what he was doing is stay with him. This is why I started to make pizza.
So Giorgia moved to the States to reconnect with her father. Giorgia was the only woman assembling pies in the kitchen, so she was motivated to prove she belonged.
And also everybody, all the co-workers was making fun of me because I don't know how to make pizza, I don't cook at home.
So you're like, I'll show you.
She shadowed her father for 3 years, but Roberto wanted his daughter to train harder. He sent her to Naples to study with his former mentor. She was the only female apprentice in her class.
What were the responses from the other people that were learning alongside you, those men?
So they don't feel that I can be successful, I can be reach a high level of be a pizza maker, because they say, oh, one day you have kids, so you stay home.
Did you ever respond to them, or did you just ignore them?
I ignore. My pizza is my business card.
Giorgia returned to the U.S. with a renewed determination to make pizza her profession. She opened Don Antonio with her father in 2012.
When did you have that spark where you realized, oh my goodness, this is what I'm going to do for my career?
When I opened Don Antonio. And I was really in charge of everything in the kitchen. But in that moment, I say, I need to be the best.
There's this term going around right now called Nepo baby, where it's the concept of nepotism. But you have really taken time to learn the craft and do the work to prove yourself. So do you feel like you've been able to move outside of your dad's shadow?
Not yet.
Giorgia says customers are still surprised that she's running the shop these days, not her famous father.
You never saw a lot daughter follow, pizza maker, father pizza maker.
After working 13-hour days for nearly a decade, she's had to take a step back with her first child on the way.
Working in a kitchen, I can speak from experience, it is incredibly physically demanding. Yes. So how have you had to adapt as you've seen your body change?
So I changed completely. I need to change completely. So before I was really strong. I don't need to eat, I don't need to sleep a lot.
Today, 10% of people working in the food and hospitality industries have access to some type of parental leave. Giorgia is keenly aware she's in a unique position.
I'm really lucky because I can organize myself in my job. The other woman cannot.
Right, you're the boss, so you can call the shots, and that actually works to your advantage.
Yes.
At Don Antonio, I was ready to see this boss get to work. Italy, just like the US, is home to many different regional styles of pizza. Giorgia specializes in Neapolitan pizza, which is prized for its simplicity and high-quality ingredients. The dough, the tomatoes, the types of cheese, and the techniques are all strictly regulated by two associations based in Naples. Giorgia used to train chefs with the Associazione Pizzaioli Napoletani, so I was ready to learn from a true pizzaiola.
What is the first step?
So we start with the tomato.
Neapolitan pizzas must be topped with tomatoes grown close to Naples.
So basically I crush like that.
Ooh, that must feel nice.
Yes.
The base of the dough uses water, fresh yeast, salt, and imported 00 flour, which refers to its super fine grind. This dough has been fermenting for a full day.
So you can see the bubbling.
Nice.
So Neapolitan pizza, the characteristic is the bubble crust.
The dough is cut and shaped into little balls, which rest for another 5 hours.
Now we need to start to make the pizza. This is semolina. See the...
Look at the bubbles. It's alive.
So now what Neapolitan pizza maker do is like just push the air.
Okay. Oh wow, and you can see all of that air is pushing out to create that crust.
You can
Can I
touch
try?
it. Yeah.
It feels so fluffy.
After the dough is stretched, it's time for the toppings. First up, the tomato sauce.
So 1 exactly spoon. Now we put basil, pecorino.
Okay, and that's a little saltier than traditional Parmesan.
The pizza is finished with a hefty handful of mozzarella and a generous drizzle of fruity extra virgin olive oil. Then it's ready for the oven.
And that's it.
I love it.
Ready to go.
To the oven.
The key to a stellar Neapolitan pizza is an incredibly hot wood-burning oven. This one, brought over from Italy, burns at a scorching 900 degrees, so it only takes 2 minutes for the pies to cook.
There we go.
Wow.
It's your pizza.
This is stunning.
God.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
This is the crust that you want on the bottom. Like thin, but you have the crunchy also.
I cannot handle how much flavor is in such simplicity. I am in heaven.
At Don Antonio in New York City, I couldn't wait to try Giorgia's award-winning Montanara, a fried pizza.
Fried pizza is one of the oldest pizza It was invented and created in Naples. And
No
you can find
way.
It. Yes.
Wow, I had no idea.
So if you see the movie with the Sofia Loren, The Gold of Naples,
Okay.
she was fried on the street.
Women are tied to fried pizza. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, so the women in Naples try to help and sustain the family. They was
Right.
really poor family. So they start to fry and sell on the street. The
Okay,
pizza.
amazing. So it really all started with the women. Let's not
Yes.
forget that.
Yes.
Giorgia fries the same traditional dough to a golden brown. Then she tops it with tomato sauce, pecorino, basil, and smoked buffalo mozzarella. To get that gooey melted cheese, she finishes the pie in the oven for less than a minute.
Wow, it looks so puffy. It almost looks like focaccia.
It's the most delicious and simple.
You get that crispy crust on the outside, but you're still getting such a doughy, light, fluffy center.
You need to try at least one time in your life.
Absolutely, are you kidding? I had no idea that this exists.
Despite her success, Giorgia knows there's still a long way to go when it comes to representation in the pizza world. In 2019, she helped co-found Women in Pizza, an organization that helps support and connect chefs, restaurant owners, and food entrepreneurs. Two of Giorgia's closest friends from the group stopped by Don Antonio.
The friendship that we create is more really tight, much deep friendship that you can create in the pizza world.
Alexandra Mortati was inspired to start the group after talking to many women in the restaurant world with shared experiences.
Alexandra, you've talked about how women are often hidden in pizza shops. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of times women get slotted into roles that people think they're best fit for. Because you're a woman, maybe you seem more nurturing, they want to put you in management. Or maybe you're really good with people, they want to put you as the hostess or somewhere in the front. But what you might be interested in is making the pizza. And you have to fight a lot harder for them to give you that space to prove yourself.
Nicole Russell, a pizza maker who hosts the show Pizza Wars, agrees.
Women just have different challenges and different barriers to entry than the average guy. And it's like, you know, one thing about being in Women in Pizza is that a lot of times when we do the show demos, I'll be the only woman with all the guys. And they're just so dominant and like, you know, we're also passionate about making pizza, you know? And we all can't wait to just make the pizza. But sometimes you just gotta, get out the way. You know what I mean? So I think it's important that, you know, you always hear about a grandma slice, but actually you see a grandma representation. Yeah. Like you hear the grandma slice, but where's the grandma?
Where is the grandma?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Nona's at home, right? Well, bring Nona out.
Yes.
So that's what Women in Pizza is kind of about. All love, but just showcasing more, you know, how much women are a force in this industry.
And I think now there's a lot more room where men are mentoring younger women and women are mentoring younger women and empowering them. And it wouldn't be possible without women like Giorgia and Nicole.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. 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 Pizza. Women in Pizza.
Yeah, to Women in Pizza.
Where I live in the Big Apple, there are plenty of incredible pizza restaurants with pretty much every type of slice you can imagine. But there's a surprising place down south where folks are really flipping out for something special.
I want to be throwing dough. I want to be covered in flour and pizza sauce. It's kind of like my serenity.
Welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the famed Route 66 runs right into the historic downtown. This city is known for its Art Deco buildings and world-class museums dedicated to music legends Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan. But unlike many visitors, I'm not here to dive into memorabilia. I'm here to meet Tara Hatton, a rising star on the national pizza scene.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to finally meet you.
I'm obsessed with the door master of this domain, Tara Hatton. That's epic. I love it. Look at this beautiful restaurant.
So we're just kind of a late 80s, early 90s themed pizzeria.
That's what we love. As a 90s baby, I'm all here for it. And you're a 90s baby as well.
Barely.
At 26 years old, Tara already owns 2 locations of Zazas Pizza and Wings, a brand she founded. The name is a nod to the infamous Joey Zaza from The Godfather Part 3. Here, Tara is putting her own spin on a classic pizza shop with some very non-traditional offerings.
So these are all of our slice pies. We'll usually keep like the basics and stuff that people come in to try, like of course pepperoni, cheese, sausage. And then we kind of have some of our weird stuff going on, of course.
Pickles!
Our pickle pie. And believe it or not, it's one of our best-selling pizzas.
No way.
Tara started working in pizza when she was 16, honing her skills at local pizzerias before meeting her mentor Mike Bausch of Andolini's Pizza, a small pizza empire in Tulsa.
Mike and his brother were in and out of the restaurants all the time, and he came in and he saw me throwing dough, and every time he came in, that's what he saw me doing. So he was like, "You're good at this, aren't you?" I'm like,
Good was an understatement. Mike recognized that Tara had a natural talent for throwing dough, so he started teaching her some basic acrobatic tricks. Yup, this is a real sport. Professional pizza acrobats spin, toss, and twirl dough at competitions around the world. During 3 to 5 minute choreographed routines, they're judged on the number of tricks they perform and their difficulty. One of the most well-known pizza competitions is the Pizza Games at Las Vegas's Pizza Expo, where pros from around the globe gather each spring. This year, Tara is competing in her 5th games. As usual, she'll be one of the only female competitors.
How did you even learn what pizza throwing was?
I saw this guy that I worked with at like my first ever pizzeria kind of doing it, and they had told me about Pizza Expo, and at that time it was just like a dream to go to Pizza Expo.
Tara has come a long way since a disappointing last place finish at her first Pizza Games. Reflecting on that time, she says her head and heart were elsewhere, grieving the loss of her mother, the woman who sparked her love for cooking as a child.
I just kind of fell into like making food and stuff at home with my mom. Her, my grandma, long line of like women who cook and making recipes, and that was kind of what we would leave like down to our kids, where it's just cookbooks.
When Tara returned to Vegas the following year, she had a new purpose.
I made the reason I was going there worth everything that I kind of put into it. When I placed first in the preliminaries, it was such like a powerful moment. It actually fell on the anniversary of when she had passed away. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this is because of you, like you helped me. Yeah. And it was kind of at that moment where I was like, everything is like paid off.
When Tara's not wowing crowds, she's busy making some of Tulsa's most unique pizzas. So we headed to her prep kitchen where 500 pounds of dough gets made into over 1,000 pies every day.
So our dough, we're gonna start with a local milled flour. And then we of course got our yeast, salt, and olive oil.
Great.
Best way to kind of start dough is by activating the yeast.
Okay.
So we usually activate it in some hot water, warm water, like 101 is usually ideal.
It's gonna smell really nice in here very soon.
Yes.
So give it a whisk. Great.
And then once we kind of wake the yeast up in here, we're gonna put it to sleep in some ice water.
Your turn. It's cold.
That's how you check your pain tolerance.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It's funny that the whole point of this is to put the yeast to sleep when I'm feeling more awake than ever with how cold this is on my fingers.
Now this is pretty bubbly, so we got a nice little foamy layer in there. And then we'll just throw this in with our flour. We already got some dough that's been mixing this morning.
The dough Tara uses for tricks doesn't have any yeast, so it stays dense like Play-Doh. Back at Zazas, it was time to learn some tossing tricks. Woo! With a few new friends.
Good job, guys.
Each month, Tara holds a pizza making and throwing class for kids and parents at her shop. I'm a little older than her typical student, but I could not wait to join in on the fun.
We're gonna take it across our body.
Okay.
And then throw it up. And then throw it up in the air. Yeah, just like that. 1, 2, 3. I just kind of spin it like on my finger, like my knuckles almost.
Okay. But you have to get it going first.
Yeah.
Right?
The best trick I show people that's pretty easy is throwing it behind your shoulder.
Okay.
If you put your arm out, you know, like you're a little teapot, short stout, you know, and then you just look that way and throw it.
It's like doing a cartwheel. That's not around the shoulder. Just like effortless. She's effortless. She's a world champion.
With the competition in Vegas fast approaching, I joined Tara and her mentor Mike for a practice session.
Pleasure to meet you.
Mike, you're the whole reason why Tara got into this, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'm a dork for pizza, and her dorkage has just latched on to us, and it's exciting. It's about the love of pizza making, and this is a representation of that.
So are we gonna get a chance to see the full routine right now?
I mean, I guess we can do it.
Oh my gosh.
Tara uses silicone doughs to practice. They create the feel of acrobatic pizza dough without the floury mess.
Transitioning from hand to hand is what will give her more points.
Okay.
And then going behind the back seamlessly. Some people will really lean into one trick and try and make it last 30 seconds.
Okay.
She's going a trick per second.
Oh.
There it is.
Okay,
That's the Tara
that is-
classic. That's her signature move.
Unbelievable.
There you go.
Woo!
Here at Zazas Pizza in Tulsa, pizza acrobat Tara Hatton is making waves with her signature moves and unique pies. I couldn't wait to make one of her fan favorites, a chicken and waffle pizza.
So you're essentially taking the Zazas pizza and wings and you're creating a child with them of chicken and waffle pizza.
Yes, they are all my precious pizza baby.
We love.
This pizza uses a blend of margarine and butter as a base on top of olive oil.
So this doesn't have a sauce on it, does it?
No, it's just gonna be like the oil and the butter.
Okay,
The
sick.
olive oil is just gonna be like a sheen to protect the dough itself. And then the butter will kind of melt and create these little soup pools that'll be perfect for when we put our waffles on. And it'll just like soak up all that butter.
Baby is
It's gonna
speaking
be
my
delicious.
language.
With our buttery base ready, Tara and I add boneless chicken wings and mozz cheese. Then it was time for something sweet.
Our secret little ingredient, we're gonna add
Yes,
some syrup
look at this. It's so wrong, it's right. So a little bit of a swirl.
So it kind of bakes into the base and stuff and almost like caramelizes on there.
The pizza bakes at 555 degrees until the crust turns golden brown before the final topping.
It's smelling so good in here.
Smells like breakfast.
Jinx. Oh, we can't forget the Mike's hot
The
honey.
most important part.
Drizzle me timbers.
Pizza time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So you get a combination of crunch and fluff with a little bit of that salty cheese.
And then it's just hot.
And then the hot honey.
It's good.
It slaps.
Of course, I couldn't leave Zazas without trying the famous pickle pizza.
I could see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle eating this right now. Cheers.
Cheers with your hot slice of pizza.
Oh my gosh. It's got that punchy vinegar pickle taste and the cheese mellows it out. I never knew that a pickle on a pizza would work so well.
It does. I don't like pineapple on pizza, but like pickle on pizza, that's my move.
Before heading back to New York, I had one more pizza party to attend.
My friend and owner of Zaza's Pizza and Wings, Tara Hatton.
Tara's routine wowed friends and fans of all ages who came to wish her well before the big competition.
Taking it all the way back to where you first began in the kitchen with your mom and grandma to where you are today. If they could see you now, what do you think they would say?
I would like to say that they are definitely proud. I don't think they would expect what I'm doing now compared to where my original game plan was in life. I think they would realize it's not just pizza to me. It is my life, it is my world, and I love it.
Tara placed second in the Masters Acrobatic Competition in Vegas. And she can't wait to come back and compete for the title again next year.
Pizza is the ultimate comfort food. With so many unique styles, sauces, and toppings, it's truly impossible to go wrong. As pizza has evolved over the years, so have the chefs behind this iconic Italian staple. Whether they're cooking pies, running front of house, or going all out on stage, The women making pizza today are creating more space at the table for everyone.